Okay, that's Delta Sigma Theta
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorority Incorporated. I've been a Delta since 1989, and I always admired the organization for the community service that they did, or that they were doing at that time. So I wanted to be a member, and you have to be sponsored. So I was sponsored by one of the long term members. And in Delta Sigma Theta, we have a focus on education, health, foreign help, especially in Africa. And
Is it a largely African American sorority?
it's an African American sorority only for women who have attended college. Now, if you pledge during your college years and don't finish your education, you can still be a Delta. But you have to be sort of college oriented and had some experience in the college so that you can uh, be a part of, that's a part of our Constitution. We are college women.
Okay.
And in Delta Sigma Theta, for years, I was the historian. So I did a lot of bringing information about the sorority together in one place so that I could share it with my sorors.
Tell us a couple of projects that they've worked on that stand out in your mind.
I think that they do textbooks for Africa. I really like that. We gather textbooks. But also, something else that I like that we've done here in the Las Vegas Valley is become mentors to the young ladies. And we have taught them things about health, manners.
When you say young ladies, what age group?
We're talking middle school age children.
Great.
Those are the young girls that we worked with. And they are still working with them. I no longer do that because I'm working quite a bit in other organizations.
Tell us about that.
Well, first, the mayor of Henderson, of course, is where I live, appointed me to the Blue Ribbon Commission. So I have a lot of work that I do for that. Our main focus is on helping the students become a part of service, or become a part of our community by doing services. So we have something called College Nights, and I started that myself 3 years ago, so that our students would be aware of all of the factors and the procedure for getting into college and finding scholarship money. And also we do a tree planting every spring, so we have one that's coming up. And also we do Make a Difference Day, and that's pretty big. We pull students from all the high schools in the Henderson area. That's as I said before, through the mayor here at Henderson. Also, I'm on the Achievement Academy board, and we're the first school in the state of Nevada that that addresses the needs of the high function autistic children.
What kind of needs do they have that sets them apart?
If they were in regular education, the teacher or the curriculum misses what they need. They need a lot of social interaction skills. They need to understand how to interact with people. That's their basic problem, and the schools don't address that because of the way the curriculum is established.
Is that true even for those kids who are mainstreamed but have a one-on-one?
Yes, that's still, you see, the curriculum of regular education does not give time for the repetitiveness that you have to have with these autistic children. And since they don't fit in, well, hey, they have a minuscule contact with the curriculum, and that's it. Also, I'm chairperson of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. I'm the education chair, and we are having on November 5th a workshop on the rights of students in special education or with special learning needs.
Tell us about what the 100 Black Women does, please.
The 100 Black Women has three main areas of community service: health, education, and political. So we are, in my segment, as I said before, is education. One thing that we did that we're also very proud of, there's a school in West Las Vegas that was on the watch list, had been on the watch list for 2 years, 2 or 3 years.
The federal one.
The watch list here through Clark County School District.
Okay.
So I decided that I would use my phonics program to teach the teachers at that school so that they could use phonics in teaching reading. And that's what we did. And the scores went up, and now that school is no longer on the watch list. They have made Safe Harbor. And that was through the 100 Black Women promoting the program with a little bit of money. They purchased breakfasts and lunches for the students. And anytime I needed materials to use with the teachers, they were able to refund me for any amount that I had spent. So, and we were all pretty proud of that because it's not every day that you can turn a school around.
No, that's pretty outstanding, I would say.
Yes, it is. And also, I donated my program to the school. It's a program that really has to have payment made to me to do it. But
have you sold it elsewhere?
No, I have not sold it elsewhere.
Tell us what a little bit about the other two areas of 100 Black Women, please.
Well, our main focus health-wise is AIDS. And there's a rampant epidemic of older African-American women contacting the HIV virus. So we work, when I say we...
Many of them are contacting it in relationships that they thought were monogamous.
Yes. And our job is to make sure that they have the information that they need so that they can make a choice as to whether they want to do this or not. So many of the women are not aware that they are subjected to
that they're
AIDS.
at risk.
Yes, that they're at risk, that they're subjected to AIDS or the HIV virus when they have these relationships. But we feel that with the information that we give out, and we have workshops for that, and printed materials, and we go to different conferences and have a table, and we share all of this information with the attendees at the conferences.
And the political action arm?
We are trying to have our members become interested in politics and become actual politicians. And they in turn...
run for elective office?
Yes. And when they are aware of opportunities to learn, and we also make sure that they know where to go to learn, then we know that then they can help others. So it's a kind of a trickle-down effect that we're doing. We start with our own members in the group, and they go and they disseminate the information to others, to other young ladies. And we are a female group. So we're not talking men, we're talking females.
Why should a Caucasian care about the success of this organization?
Well, I believe, and it's just my personal belief, that if we can make enough of an impact in a community, that any Caucasian person can see, like the school that we turned around. The whole Clark County School Board knows about that. And if we could turn one school around, why then can't they have those same practices done at other schools and turn those schools around? So what we're doing is we're making a statement. Now, how it's accepted by the Caucasians, I can't really tell you, but I do know that they know. And what they do with this information that they get from our deeds, I don't know. If you're a taxpayer, as I am, You want everybody to be independent to the point where you don't have to subsidize them. So I think if we can get more of the African American people into any kind of successful position, be it health, education, political, we are uplifting our people. When I say our people, I mean African American people, which indeed should keep a lot of them out of, what shall we say, some negative positions which might impact on our taxes being increased. So basically, I see it as that. If one group can be self uh, self uplifting, then I'm going to look at it as being a success for our community,
Our whole society.
for our whole society, because we all need to be productive members in our society.
If one of our viewers wanted to support your efforts, what would be a way that they could do that?
We have every year in May a large luncheon at one of the big strip hotels, and we sell tickets. And the best way to support us is through, of course, our ticket,
Buying
our
a
efforts,
table.
buying a table. But also, we've worked with some people like Nevada State Bank and some of the others who've said, we like what you're doing. And they've given us thousands of dollars. So that comes out of their budget. And they budget us in each year. So there are some companies here that budget us in during the year, during that fiscal year. We don't have mentoring in the 100 Black Women. It's not a part of our mission. We're basically an empowerment group. We empower our own members and they go out and empower others. So that's our basic. But personally, I feel that the only way we're going to increase the effectiveness of our young African American males is through mentorship. Now, here's what I mean when I say mentorship. I mean that I would like to see every African American young man go into a business, that an existing business, work with that owner a year, maybe 2 years. And at the end of that time, he would be ready perhaps to own his own business. So I see
He'd certainly be a better employee at the very least.
I see a financial gain. That's what I'm interested in, a financial gain. And I've worked with gang boys and I know where they're coming from. So I know that they have this attitude of, hey, I ain't got nothing else to do. But there are other things, as I said before. If each business would say take 2 or 3 young men, teach them the trade, teach them how, whatever it is that they need to know for that business, that ultimately if these young men want to, they can start their own business. And the reason I say that, both my sons are entrepreneurs. They are highly successful. And that means that in my mind, that is a way to lift yourself up in your society. And I feel that every young man should have that opportunity. But our sons had the opportunity and so many others don't. So there's no reason that these businesses can't say, well, I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to train these 3.
Or even 1.
Even 1.
Tell us about the Gavin Foundation.
Yes. I was president of the Gavin Women's Auxiliary in Illinois. Dr. Charles Gavin was an outstanding surgeon, and through a lot of, what shall I say, problems, he had a health problem and he died. And his sister, who was a doctor, and his other sister who was a principal, and another sister who married a doctor, and his brother who was a judge in my district, founded this Gavin organization to help medical students